Now on CoastTV News.
School spending shot down.
And I can't afford no more, so I voted against it.
More reaction after voters in the Indian River District deny a spending referendum. Parking price pop. We look at the potential fee increases in several coastal communities ahead of the summer season. Terrapin tournament time. Maryland gets ready for their first round game this afternoon in the NCAA tournament.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick. It is Friday, March 21st, 2025. Maybe you're planning on an early work departure to catch that Maryland game. We're going to catch First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey. He joins us now with a look at First Alert weather. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Delmarva. Yeah, first full day of spring today. We had the rain last night. Some of that rain came down at a pretty good clip. This is a 6-hour replay. You can see some of those heavier showers. Now the rain is gone. We're starting to clear out. We're seeing the stars and the moon right now across Delmarva as we have a series of fronts moving through, sweeping that rain out to sea. But we've got strong northwesterly winds as low pressure is departing off to the north and east, and high pressure is building in from the west. Some rain to snow showers across New England, maybe even some flurries across the mountains. So we've got cold air building in. We're not going to see flurries, but definitely chillier air today. 42 in Salisbury, 45 in Ocean City, 44 in Rehoboth. But those winds starting to whip pretty good. 30-mile-per-hour gust in Millsboro right now, 32 Indian River Inlet, gusting to 29 in Ocean City. So that's sending our feels-like temperatures down into the mid to upper 30s. So definitely bundle up this morning as those winds are strong. You can see the multicolor arrows this morning. A slow climb through the 40s. That wind with us all day, but we'll be in full sunshine. And by this afternoon, I think low to mid 50s for highs, maybe some upper 40s at the beaches. And those winds will relax this evening. But lots of white caps on the ferry ride up to Cape May. Sustained winds 20 to 25, gusting close to 40. So hang on to your hats and everything else on the ferry as temperatures slowly rise to the 40s this morning.
Thank you, Bob. Our top story this hour, the referendum in the Indian River School District was denied after voting concluded Thursday night. The total that we received from the school district shows it fell short by 675 votes. The district was hoping to get a boost from increased property taxes that would pay for increasing operating costs, along with the recruitment and retention of staff. The result of that would have seen property owners paying an average nearly $290 a year more in taxes. And here is School Superintendent Dr. Jay Owen's statement after learning of the results on Thursday. He says, quote, "We're obviously disappointed with the result of the referendum, but understand that it is part of the school funding process in Delaware," and quote, district officials say they will explore other options, including holding another referendum. This just in, the referendum is coming at a time when property owners all across Sussex County are dealing with reassessments. All school districts saw significant increases based on figures released last month. And this morning in Georgetown, 3 properties are appealing their assessments. One is on Bay Avenue in Milford. There's one on Grant Drive in Fenwick Island, and also Swede Street in Dewey Beach. That Board of Assessment meeting in Georgetown, that is scheduled for 10 a.m. Getting a live look on this Friday morning on the boardwalk in Rehoboth Beach, and it is in this city this afternoon. Some big talks on big spending scheduled to take place. Today, it could be the day Mayor Stan Mills and the City Council could vote on this. This is the fiscal year 2026 budget that they'll review, and we've actually been doing some reviewing ourselves, going through it this morning, and we actually found some revisions from previous drafts. Let's take a look at those. Fire company's contribution, it was previously set at $200,000. It's now going to be at $250,000. $42,000 has been added to parking. That's for license plate recognition equipment replacement. City is now looking at a budget that is over $43 million, and time is running out. New fiscal year in Rehoboth Beach begins on April 1st. In Bethany Beach, parking may cost you more this summer. Today, the town council is looking at a big increase. Could be as much as 33%. Bethany Beach is not alone. Several coastal communities are looking at increases or already have increased their parking fees. In Bethany Beach, here's what they're looking at. They're looking to change their rates to $4 an hour. This comes after Rehoboth Beach increased their parking to $4 an hour. We went to Bethany Beach to see how all this was being received. Here's what one man told us.
Why should you pay for parking to go spend $200 when you can go somewhere else and do the same thing and don't pay $0?
Bethany Beach officials, they're set to discuss this at their meeting. It's set for 2 p.m. today. In terms of Bethany Beach's budget, parking is not the only issue at hand. The town is proposing a 20% increase in water use fee. That's projected to bring in about $288,000. Those fees, they have not been increased in 10 years. The budget is also calling for over $1 million for street and paving projects and $600,000 for boardwalk repairs. Happening today, Millsboro officials are looking at several possible changes to the town's charter. One of the big ones being reviewed, that involves requiring new developments to add topsoil to new home sites. Another change would be moving the date of town council meetings. Currently, they are held on the first Monday of every month. In Delaware, the Senate passed 3 energy bills dealing with skyrocketing utility costs. This includes Senate Bill 59, which changes what costs can be included in utility rate hikes. Senate Bill 60, that puts a cap on annual capital expenses that Delmarva Power can recover. And Senate Bill 61 calls for more transparency from PJM Interconnection. That's the regional operator of our electrical grid. All 3 bills pass unanimously and now head to the House. Happening this afternoon, tournament time for the Terps. After a year's absence, Maryland back in the big dance. They had a record of 25-8 this season. Maryland is the 4th seed in the West region. Their opponent is Grand Canyon State, who won the Western Athletic Conference. Tip-off today in Seattle is at 4:35. I'm willing to bet here that some of the fine establishments in Ocean City, they're going to have some good crowds at that time. Now taking a live look at Washington, D.C., President Trump facing backlash from teachers' unions. This is after an executive order was signed to dismantle the education department. Despite alarming math and reading proficiencies in cities like Baltimore and Chicago, teachers' unions are claiming poor and disabled students will suffer with this move. NBC's Alice Barr shows us how the battle comes as the White House ramps up a fight with federal judges who rule against it.
President Trump making it official, signing an executive order
to begin eliminating the Federal Department of Education once and for all.
The move aims to fulfill a campaign promise and a long-held conservative wish to transfer full education oversight to the states, where curriculum decisions are already made and most school funding happens. Protesters from Denver to Missouri, including teachers' union leaders, worry what will be lost at the federal level.
What it does fund are free and reduced lunches and special ed programs. They're hurting kids.
Abolishing the education department altogether would take an act of Congress. Democrats are opposed, and the White House and Education Secretary say core services like managing student loans and Pell Grants and supporting special education will continue.
We are looking at what other things we can transfer that might not need congressional approval at this point.
Some state education leaders welcome the efforts to cut red tape.
Optimizing the funds for the students, the parents, and the teachers by allowing these processes to get closer to where they are being used.
It all comes as the Justice Department is facing a new deadline today to fully answer questions about the deportation flights of alleged Venezuelan gang members. A federal judge seeking to determine if the White House defied his court order, calling previous answers woefully insufficient.
We think it's egregious that a single district judge is trying to tell the President of the United States who he can and cannot deport from our soil.
Part of a growing fight with the federal courts. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And we still have more news to get to in this hour of Coast TV News Today. Coming up, Down syndrome support. We're going to tell you how schools all across Sussex County are coming together to celebrate students with all abilities. Also, Dewey debates rates, how the town could decide to change parking prices that align with other coastal communities. But first, Rehoboth, proud of resident of the nation's summer capital, is looking to celebrate one longtime local on a very important birthday. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
What if your morning was just easier? At Wawa,
Good morning.
it is. With everything you need to get your day moving. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
Diabetes is a leading cause of blindness in working age adults. High blood sugar can damage blood vessels in the retina, resulting in vision loss. Diabetes can increase the risk of cataract and glaucoma. Fluctuations in the blood sugar can also temporarily blur the vision. Early detection is crucial. Regular eye exams can help prevent or slow the progression of these eye conditions. Managing your diabetes by controlling your blood sugar levels is the best way to protect your eyes.
For more about Chesapeake Eye, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
I needed to do some safe floor. I slipped in my old floor and I broke my kneecap. I called Pinnacle, they came. The team was very professional. And then when I came home 2 o'clock, my garage was done. That's the best part. I loved it. Pinnacle did a really great job. They did this beautiful floor and safe to walk. Call Pinnacle, you will not be disappointed. You'll be happy like I am.
What's in your crawl space? Damp air, wet insulation, maybe a little fungus. It's easy to forget about what's under your home. At Bennett Termite and Crawl Space Solutions, we've been helping homeowners across Delmarva create healthier, safer crawl spaces for over a decade. We make the process simple and worry-free, so you can relax. Every project begins with a thorough inspection and ends with a final quality check. I personally make sure we just don't meet standards, we exceed them. Remember, Delmarva, quality isn't expensive, it's priceless.
Why settle for any meal deal when you can have one you really want? Wawa's $5 Big Breakfast Deal gets you any sizzly breakfast sandwich, any size hot or iced coffee, and a hash brown, all for just $5. Now featuring our new French Toast Sizzly. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
It's just about 6:13 on this increasingly windy Friday morning. FH Furcam in Cambridge. You see the choppy waters at the marina there. 43, sustained winds 22, but gusting higher than that. We had that rain overnight. Some of that was heavy, but that has since moved out. We're starting to clear it out, and it's getting windy as we have a series of cold fronts sweeping through right now. And temperatures are falling now into the low 40s inland areas, mid 40s at the beaches, and those winds really starting to pick up, gusting 25 to 30 miles per hour plus, and that's sending feels like temperatures down into the 30s. So make sure you bundle up out the door and grab that XL coffee this morning. We are looking at cold conditions, windy, and seasonable temperatures this afternoon with a high around 55.
Nothing less with that extra large coffee for you, Bob. New this morning, Rehoboth Beach celebrating one of its long-standing locals in preparation for her 100th birthday. On your screen, that is Mabel Gregg sitting in the middle. Rehoboth Beach is now proclaiming that March 30th, her 100th birthday, as Mabel Gregg Day. According to the city, she has spent many years speaking up on important issues and serving the community with organizations like the Village Improvement Association and Save Our Lakes Alliance 3. Wycomico County celebrating affordable housing after the success of a recent fundraiser. According to Habitat for Humanity of Wycomico County, the 14th annual gala raised $120,000. Parts of the donations came from local leaders taking on their own campaigns ahead of the gala. And there was an auction of refurbished items from the Habitat Restore thrift shop. The largest shoemaker in the world, it's Nike, and they're announcing its global sales have fallen 9%. The sports apparel giant has seen its stock price drop 30% over the past year. More consumers are passing up pricey shoes and athletic attire for cost-effective basics, and Nike is also seeing competition from upstart companies. Klarna and DoorDash are teaming up to offer flexible payment options in the coming months. DoorDash customers will be able to select Klarna as a pay option when ordering groceries and more. The options will include paying in full or 4 equal interest-free installments, and there will also be a pay later option. That allows customers to defer payments to a more convenient time.
On the edge of your screen, you can see the flags really whipping in the wind on the Tunnel and Razor camp. Those winds really cranking up. 44 in Lewis, but feeling colder with the wind. We're looking at our first full day of spring, windy and sunny and seasonably cool. And then the weekend looking pretty decent. Maybe another rain chance into early next week. Your forecast details coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
NBC Nightly News
weeknights at 6:30 on Coast TV.
On August 1st of 1924, my great-grandfather, Samuel E. Shockley, met in Willards with a small group of men to determine the advisability of opening a bank in Willards, Maryland.
Put yourself in their shoes. A train comes through town, there's horses and buggies, and the only way that they could allocate capital through this area of Wicomico County was to build a bank. It's an audacious goal.
They wanted to build a bank that could be used by the common man. So they met in the summer of 1924, and then by January they were ready to open the doors of the bank.
It's really rewarding to hear the stories of a customer who comes in and says, you know, your grandfather gave me my first loan.
Banking will always be about people. It will not be about machines, computers, cell phones. So as we move forward into the future of the Farmers Bank of Willards, we always have to remember that people come first.
$3,000 off MSRP? That's nothing at IG Burton Chevrolet of Milford. Pick your favorite new Chevrolet and pay $3,000 under invoice. That's not a deal, that's a steal. Together, let's drive a Silverado, Equinox, Traverse, Trax, and more at $3,000 under invoice.
You simply won't find a better deal anywhere else. Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats an IG Burton deal.
Warm spring days are just around the corner, and Tyndall's Casual Furniture has everything you need to create your perfect outdoor escape. Explore the latest styles in outdoor furniture arriving now, or plan your dream oasis with custom orders guaranteed for spring delivery. All in-stock furniture is on sale, featuring top brands like Pollywood, Casual Comfort, and Telescope, proudly made in the USA. Visit us in Laura or Lewis, or check out our new location in Frankfort, Delaware, opening soon. We're ready to help you transform your outdoor space. Tyndall's Casual Furniture, Delmarva's outdoor furniture experts.
Delmarva Sports Network updates can be heard on 93.5 The Beach.
Time is 6:18, and check out the wind in this live look of the Roosevelt Inlet in Lewis on that left side of that shot here. Bob, we did get some rain overnight, and I know you've been adding up those totals this morning.
Yeah, you know, I guess we're still in some drought conditions, Matt, last drought monitor. So any kind of rain we get is good, and we did get a pretty good soaking last night. And you can see the rainfall totals since yesterday evening. Laurel, almost a half an inch of rain. Slaughter Beach, 4,300ths. A little over a third of an inch for Georgetown and Rehoboth, and just a shy of a third of an inch in Del Mar with Lewis at 2,700ths. And woke me up. You can hear that rain really coming down at times through the overnight hours. Otherwise, we're clearing things out, and the wind machine is kicking in as we have a series of cold fronts sweeping through. There's the last one pushing through now. We've got low pressure moving to the north, high pressure to the west. So in between, we've got that pressure gradient, the strong winds today. That's going to be our big weather story. Some rain and snow across New England, some flurries across the mountains. It's kind of telling us how cold this air is. We're not going to see the snow, but definitely will be on the chilly side. And we have some clouds moving across the plains, otherwise pretty quiet to our west. So that will be our weekend weather, looking pretty quiet, but up and down temperatures. Right now, those temperatures continue to fall now into the lower 40s from Salisbury up to Milton, 43 in Georgetown, middle 40s at the beaches. And those winds really starting to whip up. 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting 32 at Indian River Inlet, 29 in Ocean City, gusting to 25 in Millsboro. So those feels like temperatures down into the 30s. And actual temperatures might actually dip a couple more degrees. And with those strong winds, you want to bundle up out the door as temperatures slowly climbing despite lots of sunshine today. Upper 40s at noon. By 5 o'clock, still windy, and temperatures into the mid-50s inland areas, cooler at the beaches. These are pretty typical temperatures for the first day of spring. Clear early on this evening, and then clouding up tonight. I think by Saturday morning we're in the 30s and low 40s, and it starts to warm up a little bit tomorrow with a southwesterly wind. Temperatures rising through the 50s into the mid-60s, so not a bad Saturday afternoon. Can't rule out a sprinkle or two, but all in all looking pretty good. As those winds, they're gusting 35 to maybe 40 miles per hour as we go through your Friday. They do start to quiet down as we go through this evening, and then they start to shift to the southwest, and that will bring in in some milder air tomorrow, but those winds once again gusting over 30 miles per hour. Looks like it turns a little cooler on Sunday. Then it looks like our next rain chance comes in on Monday. Not a big system, but we'll definitely take the showers as we continue in those drought conditions. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, up and down temperatures, mid-50s today, mid-60s, still breezy on Saturday with sun and clouds. More sun on Sunday, but cooler 53, and then some showers Monday with temperatures falling after that. Looks like another rain chance by Wednesday, partly cloudy and some scattered showers in 56.
Thank you, Bob. More on the parking price increases along the coast. Earlier, we referenced what Dewey Beach is looking at. Well, now let's take a deeper dive there. Town officials are considering raising the rate from $3.50 to $4 an hour. And they're saying this change would be related to the current rate going on in Rehoboth Beach. That was just last year the town council increased their rate from $3 to $3.50. Council officials say that money would go towards the town's operational budget and employee salaries.
A bunch of costs have gone up, and primarily it comes from our police raises. We got to raise employee. Everybody's due an annual raise. You know, you want to work somewhere that you get a raise every year. So that's taken into consideration.
Town council set to discuss and possibly vote on the parking rate increase at its meeting today.
This weekend has everything you need to jumpstart the spring season. Stay tuned for your cool things to do.
Stanley Steamer is proud to be the leader in deep cleaning, cleaning over 1 million homes and businesses across America every year, using powerful equipment custom built by us. We'll remove the buildup of dirt, dust, allergens, grime, and contaminants seen and unseen from your home and business. America's professional deep cleaner for over 75 years. It's not clean until it's Stanley Steamer Clean.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
For a great shopping experience, Furniture Gallery is the place to pick up one-of-a-kind signature finds to complete your home decor. Come explore our selection of handcrafted furniture and get all the supplies you need for your own DIY projects. And through the doors is Shore Marketplace, where you'll find the most unique local shops at the beach. With over 40 local artisans, Shore Marketplace is truly a local connection you cannot afford to miss. And next door you'll find Scrub Apparel outlets. All this under one roof with easy access off Coastal Highway North.
I've needed a new left hip for about 15 years. The last 2 cortisone shots I got were bone on bone, and they didn't last 6 months. They lasted maybe a month. I was in a lot of pain. The staff at the Joint Surgery Center at Atlantic General Hospital were incredibly helpful. I was back to work 2 days short of a month, which I found amazing. You learn to trust people when you get good care.
Start your journey to relief today. Atlantic General Hospital, expert care every day.
Uncomfortable at home? Cold floors and drafts starting to feel unbearable? DryTech specializes in transforming crawl spaces into clean, dry, and energy-efficient environments by sealing out moisture and enhancing air quality. They create a home that's healthier, more comfortable, and efficient year-round.
Say goodbye to freezing pipes, wasted energy, and discomfort. Our expert solutions provide peace of mind and long-lasting comfort for every season. And we're here for your next crawl space project. Have you DryTech yet?
Dandelions, a bright yellow warning that now is the time for prevention because crabgrass and clover aren't far behind. Hillside Lawn Service has been making lawns around the Chesapeake healthier and weed-free for nearly 30 years. From soil to trees, grass and weeds, Hillside's certified agronomists test your soil, apply exactly what it needs and nothing it doesn't. Their high-efficiency formulas help protect our waterways. Switch to Hillside now and get $25 off their annual maintenance program. Call Hillside Lawn Service for your free assessment.
Happening today, this is a great day to bust out your favorite footwear because today is Rock Your Socks Day. You are encouraged to wear crazy, mismatched, fuzzy, fun, whatever socks. This is a way to support those with Down syndrome. And CoastTV's Charlie Sakaitis spoke with one family with a son with Down syndrome who tells us this day is about celebration, joy, and raising awareness.
Our kids do require extra help and assistance and support and extra love, and that's what we're doing on this day.
Rock Your Socks Day is always held on March 31st or 3/21. because people with Down syndrome have 3 copies of their 21st chromosome. As we bring back First Alert meteorologist Bob Trahy, seems like if you're planning for a walk at the beach today, you might have to deal with some very strong winds.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely bundle up. And that sun's getting stronger too, Matt, so ramp up the sunscreen a little bit too. We're looking at UV index moderate. Chincoteague and Assateague, you can see the wind icons here. Those winds gusting up to near 40 miles per hour, very strong. I think we do top out in the lower 50s with sunshine later this afternoon. Waves building around 2 to 5 feet. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, windy with 40s really much of the day. And then later in the day, I think you'll top out in the low 50s. Next 3 days on the Bay side, mid-50s, windy in Cambridge today, 65 Saturday, then cooler Sunday, and similar conditions in Crisfield, maybe just a little cooler for you. Much more on the weekend forecast coming up in the next half hour.
Thank you, Bob. Spring is finally here. We got the first weekend of that season, and when it comes to more events and attractions on the coast, we have Coast TV's Christina DeRobertis telling us all the cool things to do.
Art, music, and beer. This first weekend of spring is filled with cool things to do. All weekend long at the Atlantic Sands Hotel in Rehoboth Beach, it's the 2025 Mid-Atlantic Guitar Show and Swap Meet. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade new, used, or vintage guitars, this event has it all, plus live music. From guitars to fancy cars, it's one of the last weekends to catch the On the Move exhibit at the Peninsula Gallery in Lewis. With over 40 artworks on display, you'll see everything from vintage cars and sailboats to trains and other vehicles, everything that gets us from here to there. It's also Dogfish Head's weekend of compelling ales and spirits. You can sip on guided tastings, try some brand new ales, and listen to live tunes at Dogfish Head locations across Sussex County. Or if you're looking for a job, the Ocean City Job Fair is your chance to find full-time or part-time work. You can swing by the Convention Center Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon. For some more details, just head to CoastTV.com and click on Cool Things to Do.
Here at North Bay Marina, we know that boaters have the most fun.
Transform your bathroom from ordinary to stunning in a snap with Shower Glass. At Shower Glass, we provide fast turnaround time, professional installation, and a lifetime warranty. Our pricing is competitive. We don't need a copy of someone else's quote to get you the best possible price. Now, you can replace your curtain with a semi-frameless shower door starting at $13.50. Shower Glass, it's all we do. Visit showerglassdoors.net to schedule your free consultation.
The queen approacheth.
The termite queen can lay between 20 and 30,000 eggs a day and can live for 50 years. And those millions of termites can eat over $5 billion a year in damage. Take your home off the menu with termite protection by Brazier's Pest Control. The experts at Brazier's use over 40 years experience to administer the best protection in America, 6 times faster than Bates, with long-lasting protection. Call Brazier's now and defend your castle. Surface Solutions is rolling across Delmarva, providing the best asphalt and concrete installation for your home or business. Our professional team is transforming the asphalt industry with an impeccable reputation for quality. We guarantee a timely response, unparalleled customer service, and a detailed free estimate in days, not weeks. Call the exterior surface specialists at Surface Solutions and ask about our special financing rates as low as 0%.
Call the professionals at Surface Solutions and discover the difference.
Welcome to Rudy Marine, the largest single-location service facility in the region. Whether you bought your boat here or not, we've got factory-trained marine technicians, Yamaha service, and more. And right now, buy 3 services and get free storage. Plus, Rudy Marine is the home of the all-inclusive signature service program, which includes pull-out, tune-ups, detailing, winterization, shrink wrap, storage, and much more. Rudy Marine, where family boating begins.
Now on Coast TV News.
School spending shot down.
And I can't afford no more, so I voted against it.
More reaction after voters in the Indian River District deny a spending referendum. Spending strategy, the plans being worked on by several coastal communities to get their budgets in place for the upcoming fiscal year. Appealing assessments, more on tap in Sussex County as questions continue on how property value was determined.
This is Coast TV News Today.
It is Friday, March 21st, 2025. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick. We're approaching 6:31. We've made it to Friday, my friends. First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey joins us now to help you prepare as you make your way out the door. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Delmarva. Yes, a finally Friday, first full day of spring. We had the rain last night. Some of that rain came down at a pretty good clip. This is a 6-hour radar replay. But now that rain has moved out, and now it's windy, and it's clearing out, too. So we're going to see sunshine today, but it's going to be windy as we have a series of cold fronts pressing through, sweeping that rain out to sea. Still a few clouds, but you want to bundle up because it's in the 40s, but feeling like 30s with the wind as the rain and even snow is moving into New England. And we'll be looking at those windy conditions continuing all day. Temperatures still falling, 42 in Salisbury up to Seaford, 42, 42 in Milton, 44 Ocean City, Rehoboth, 43. And those winds really starting to crank up, gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour. Indian River Inlet, 29 in Seaford, gusting to 23 in Millsboro, 28 in Salisbury. So feels like temperatures down there in the mid to upper 30. So make sure you bundle up this morning. It's windy and it's cold, as some areas could dip into the 30s before we start to rise into the 40s again. But you see the yellow and red arrows indicating those strong winds. So secure those outdoor items. Hands on the wheel, 2 hands on the wheel as we're warming through the 40s and then mid-50s with windy conditions. At least we're seeing sunshine as we go into the afternoon hours. I gave it the yellow light for the morning commute because we're dealing with wet roads and puddles. Might as well throw wind in there too. Hang on to the steering wheel, and then windy and cool for the PM commute, and still the yellow light 4 p.m. through 6 p.m.
Thank you, Bob. Our top story this half hour. The referendum in the Indian River School District was denied after a vote concluded Thursday night. The total that we received from the school district shows it fell short by 675 votes. The district was hoping to get a boost from increased property taxes to pay for increasing operating costs, along with the recruitment and the retention of staff, a result that would have seen property owners paying an average of nearly $290 or more in taxes.
Say, we might lose our job, and it kind of just affected me. I'm like, oh no, I can't, I have to go vote. It's possible because I don't want that to happen.
And I can't afford no more, so I voted against it.
Now, here's the school district superintendent, Dr. Jay Owens' statement after learning the results of Thursday's vote. He says, we're obviously disappointed, but understand that this is part of the school funding process in Delaware, and quote, for more on this referendum and others like it in Delaware, you can head over to CoastTVnews.com. And this does bring us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know what matters most in schools. Got a good distribution of voting going on in this one. 36% of you are saying student resources. A good number also voting with teacher retention and class sizes. Our other option to vote on is facilities upkeep. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do so at CoastTV.com. And Gina Millsboro says teacher retention matters most, saying my wife is a retired teacher and it seems so often that the teachers are a forgotten part of the equation. Again, if you haven't voted in our poll, you can do so at CoastTV.com. The referendum defeat comes at a time when property owners all across Sussex County are dealing with reassessments. All school districts saw significant increases based on figures released last month. And this morning in Georgetown, 3 properties are appealing their assessments. One is on Bay Avenue in Milford. There's one on Grant Drive in Fenwick Island, and Swede Street in Dewey Beach is getting looked at as well. The Board of Assessment meeting in Georgetown is scheduled for 10 a.m. This just in, a Republican-backed bill in the Delaware Senate dealing with gender transition surgeries for children failed in the Health and Social Services Committee, meaning it will not go to the full Senate floor for a vote. The bill was aimed to ban surgery on children if it was believed that a child would eventually identify with their biological gender. It also banned taxpayer funding of surgeries on children. Here is what the sponsor of the bill, Seaford area Senator Bryant Richardson, said after the vote in committee. I believe the tide is turning against giving youth chemicals and surgeries, but those who profit from providing treatments will not give up easily. Today could be the day in Rehoboth Beach. Mayor Stan Mills and the City Council could vote on this. This is the fiscal year 2026 budget. We've been going through it, and we've actually found some revisions from previous drafts, so let's take a look at those. The fire company's contribution, that was previously being looked at $200,000. It's now set at $250,000. $42,000 has been added to the budget. This is to parking. This is for license plate recognition equipment replacement. So the city overall, they are going to review a budget that is over $43 million. Time running out. New fiscal year in Rehoboth Beach begins on April 1st. Happening today, Millsboro officials will discuss several possible charter changes. According to their agenda, one of the top ones involves requiring new developments to add topsoil to new home sites. Another change would be moving the date of town council meetings. Currently, they're held on the first Monday of every month. In Dewey Beach, officials passed an ordinance that would update animal welfare policies. According to town officials, the updated ordinance revises definitions and eliminates some what they're calling outdated procedures. They're also looking to align their efforts with current best practices in reducing stray cat populations and promoting humane care. Specifically, we're looking at categories such as abandoned, domesticated, and feral cats to ensure clearer enforcement and management. We're now going to take a live look at Washington, D.C. President Trump facing backlash from teacher unions after an executive order was signed to dismantle the education department. And despite alarming math and reading proficiencies in cities like Baltimore and Chicago, teacher unions are claiming poor and disabled students will suffer more because of this. The move aims to fulfill a campaign promise by Trump and a long-held conservative wish, that is to transfer full education oversight to the states where curriculum decisions are already made and most school funding happens. Protesters from Denver to Missouri, including teacher union leaders, they say they're worried about what will be lost at the federal level. The White House and current education secretary say core services like managing student loans and Pell Grants and supporting special education will continue.
What it does fund are free and reduced lunches and special ed programs. They're hurting kids.
We are looking at what other things we can transfer that might not need congressional approval at this point.
Abolishing the department altogether, that's going to take an act of Congress. We still have a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere. And coming up, London Limits will show you what is holding up flights from New York to London. Also, Maryland makes its mark on the NCAA. We have a preview as not one, but there's two Maryland teams playing in the big dance today. And Arcade Achievement, how one Rehoboth Beach staple will celebrate a big milestone. Stay with us on CoastTV News Today.
Welcome to Farmhouse Pet Lodge, your pet's home away from home. Our state-of-the-art secure lodge offers exceptional care for dogs, cats, and other pets. For daycare or boarding with private suites, custom food prep, UV air filtration, centralized disinfection, and 24/7 care. Your pet will be safe, healthy, and happy. Book now and get 10% off your first stay. Ask about our grooming services and tailored training programs. Give your furry friends an amenity-filled vacation at our family-owned, conveniently located Farmhouse Pet Lodge.
Are you at the stage of your life where you need to downsize?
When it's time to move on, getting ready to sell can feel daunting, but don't worry, we are here to help.
We just felt that we needed less house. The experience was a lot easier than we thought as far as getting things done. She cares about the whole picture, the community, the home, the client. We only had about 2.5 months and Pam made it happen. It was easy and it was great.
Pam Price and Associates, caring for your home, caring for you.
The sound you hear is your house being eaten away by termites. When you've seen one, it's already too late and the damage has begun. To avoid permanent damage and to keep your home protected for years to come, Call the specialist at Bennett Termite and Pest Solutions. We have the tools, technology, and experience that has raised the termite control and treatment standards on Delmarva. Call the experts at Bennett Termite today.
Remember, Delmarva, quality isn't expensive. It's priceless.
6:40 on our Friday morning, seeing a shaky Tyndall's Casual Furniture Camp for good reason in Laurel. It is windy, 42. Clouds moving off to the east right now, clearing skies, and we have that wind. We had all that rain last night, but now we're beginning to clear things out, but we've got a lot of wind energy in the atmosphere with a series of cold fronts moving through. That will bring in the cooler air, and those winds will be really gusty today. 42 in Salisbury now and Redden, 42 in Ocean Pines, 43 at Bethany Beach, and with these winds gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour plus, feels like temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s. So make sure you bundle up out the door. Next 3 days, ooh, wow, look at that scratch off game. I know Powerball's way up there now. So if you are heading to the store to do that, you might find that it's going to be 55 today, 65 on Saturday, and Sunday not bad, around 53. Congratulations to John Wright from Frankfurt. He is our latest umbrella winner, courtesy of Paul Davis and Coast TV.
New this morning, a Rehoboth Beach staple is getting ready to celebrate 40 years of fun. Zelke says it will ring in 4 decades on the coast with some special events, exclusive anniversary merchandise, and soon a brand new rooftop mini golf course. It's located in Rehoboth Beach. Zelke says it began as a place for people of all ages to have fun. Now with 2 locations in Rehoboth Beach, the Boardwalk and Tanger Outlets Bayside, Zelke says it's looking forward to many more years in business. Happening Saturday. If you are looking for a new job and you want to work in Ocean City, this weekend could actually help with that search. Tomorrow, the annual Ocean City Job Fair is taking place. Town officials say representatives from the Beach Patrol, the Public Works, and the Convention Center, other areas as well, will be present. We're talking full-time, part-time, seasonal positions being available, and that event is being held from 9 a.m. to noon.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Yes, good morning, sports fans. Sorry if your bracket is already busted in our Wawa Challenge. Don't worry, mine's not too much better. But you can watch multiple Maryland colleges in action today. 4-seeded Maryland takes on 13-seed Grand Canyon at 4:35 today in Seattle. The Terps eye their first tournament win since beating West Virginia 2 years ago. And with a W, the Terps would face the winner of Memphis and Colorado State. First, they got to get past the Antelopes, who beat 5-seeded St. Mary's last year, and their head coach Bryce Drew is no stranger to 13-4 upsets. You might remember his heroic shot to lift Valparaiso over Ole Miss in the 1998 tournament. The Western Athletic Conference champs try to mimic their coach today at 4:35 on TBS. Also, Mount St. Mary's battles #1 Duke before that on WBOC at 2:50. Whatever happens today, it has been one heck of a ride for the Mountaineers. MAC champs for the first time, and then the program's 3rd ever NCAA tournament win against American to get to the round of 64. Mountaineers and Blue Devils tip off at 2:50 in Raleigh. As for our next broadcast, we'll be up in Harrington, Delaware tomorrow for Stellar Fight 66. You can watch 11 bouts up at the Raceway and Casino beginning at 6, and all the action will be edited and televised next weekend. Again, that's 6 o'clock and doors open at 5. That over sports. Have a great day, everybody.
And coming up tonight on DSN at 8, we have Delaware High School baseball as Sussex Central takes on Appoquinimink. And then it's the final score at 10:30. If you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. All you have to do is sign up for free at coasttv.com/signup. And that way you can get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Fridays. And here is what's coming up on this Friday on Coast Life.
I know you're already enjoying your day because it's Friday, but it can still get a little better today at 4 o'clock on Coast Life, where we're going to introduce you to this week's adorable, gentle, and sweet pet of the week.
And break out your little trophies and your pop culture clips. We're giving away our Winners of the Week awards.
Ooh, can't wait to see who those go to. And of course, we've got some real estate questions, answers, ways to navigate the confusing business if you're not a man on the inside. All that fun and more is coming up today at 4 on Coast Life.
It's a windy Friday morning. Flags getting a workout on the tunnel and razor cam. Look at the Whitecaps on Delaware Bay. A windy day, sunshine, cooler. First full day of spring, not too bad. The weekend, that's looking pretty good as well, and maybe another rain chance as we go into early next week on Monday. I'll have your forecast details in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
NBC News Daily, weekdays at 1 on CoastTV.
Fall in love with safety and reliability at Gateway Subaru during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. From rain and snow to sunny skies, Subaru's legendary symmetrical all-wheel drive has you covered through any weather. Right now, take home a new 2025 Subaru Outback and take advantage of great financing rates as low as 1.9%. Stop by today to pre-order the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid, designed for tomorrow. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
When you're ready to build an extraordinary custom home or an exceptional commercial building, Brendan T. Warfel is here for you. From high-end residential homes to customized commercial facilities, Brendan T. Warfel will provide you with honest and upfront pricing, personal service, and stunning finished products. Choose quality. Choose Brendan T. Warfel.
I build every home as if my family's going to live in it. If my name's going on it, it's going to be done right. I guarantee it.
With Brendan T. Warfel, excellence comes standard.
With our vast selection of wines, beers, and spirits, Banks Wines and Spirits is your beverage headquarters. Wild Wine Week begins March 15th through the 22nd. Save 20% off on cases of wine. 2 wine experts are on site at all times. Daily tastings, shop in-store or order online. Knowledgeable sales staff and a comfortable shopping experience. Nobody beats our prices. Your decision isn't where to go, it's what to buy when you get to Banks Wines and Spirits. Please drink responsibly.
The weather is brought to you by Royal Plus. In Disasters Week, there's only one call to make.
It starts small, just a drip. But when tragedy strikes, it doesn't wait for you to be ready. Whether it's a natural disaster or an everyday life mishap. In disaster's wake, there's only one call to make. Royal Plus Disaster Cleanup. Visit us at royalplus.com to learn more.
Time is 6:47, and we're getting a live look at some hints of daylight. We are high above Laurel in this shot here. It's the first Friday of spring, and Bob, we are dealing with an old friend of ours, strong gusts of wind.
Yeah, you know, it could be a windy time of year, Matt, as we head into spring. And you saw that camera getting buffeted around a little bit. So it's going to be a windy day. We're going to be seeing gusts up to 40 miles per hour. I know in our neighborhood it is garbage day, so they could get toppled as we go into the morning and afternoon hours. Make sure you secure those outdoor items. Weekend is looking decent. A mild Saturday, a cooler Sunday, and staying dry. And then it looks like our next rain chance comes in on Monday. And we had the rain last night that brought about a quarter to a half an inch of rain across much of Sussex County, and some of that was heavy at times. But now we're beginning to clear things out, and it's getting windy as our flow is turning in out of the northwest. We're seeing a series of cold fronts sliding through, and that's sweeping the rain out to sea. And we're seeing that strong northwesterly wind as low pressure is moving away into New England. Even some snow up there in the colder air. High pressure building in from the west. So right in between, we're seeing that wind getting squeezed through that pressure gradient. In the meantime, we're seeing some clouds across the Midwest and the Central Plains. Some of those will be moving in tomorrow, but I think all in all, the weekend looking pretty good. Temperatures still falling now, around 42 to 44 across the area, and we're seeing those gusty winds as well, sustained 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting to 32 Indian River Inlet, 29 in Ocean City, 23 in Georgetown, 28 in Salisbury. So those feels like temperatures down into the 30s, and our actual temperatures may dip into the upper 30s for a time with that wind. So it's going to be cold and windy this morning. Lots of sunshine today, but still windy throughout the day, with upper 40s then, and then mid 50s, around 54 in Seaford, Georgetown, and Millsboro into this evening. Wind should die down this evening, clear early on, then becoming, well, partly to mostly cloudy overnight into tomorrow morning, into the 30s and 40s, and then warming into the mid 50s, I think, by late morning tomorrow. Then we're into the mid 60s by 3:30 as the winds take on more of a southwesterly component. 64 in Salisbury and Georgetown at 50s and 60s at the coast. And then we go into Saturday evening in pretty good shape. But winds 35 to 40 miles per hour as we go through your Friday. They'll start to diminish as we go through this evening and then start to shift to the southwest tomorrow. And they're gusty again at times over 30 miles per hour. But that air will be a little warmer. Then we cool down on Sunday with partly cloudy skies. Then it becomes cloudy Sunday night. Looks like a system brings the chance of rain as we go into your Monday. We're still in a drought condition, so good to see that rain periodically. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 55 today, then 65 Saturday, maybe a sprinkle in the afternoon, and then cooler Sunday, 53. Some more showers Monday, 65, and then cooling down into the middle part of next week with another rain chance by Wednesday.
Thank you, Bob. This just in, U.S. flights from JFK Airport in New York have been affected after a huge fire near London's Heathrow Airport caused it to lose power and close down today. Now, that closure of Heathrow is expected to affect more than 1,300 flights. Reports say some U.S. flights were forced to make mid-air U-turns due to lack of landing options, returning to their departure airports. That shutdown of Heathrow is the result of a fire at an electrical substation in Hayes involving a transformer. Time now is 6:51, and we're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day. And this hour, again on a Friday, as always, coming to us from the Brandywine Valley SPCA, we have Jimmy. Jimmy's a very sweet boy who loves attention. He is easygoing. We're being told he's 100% lap cap and loves to greet people when they walk into the room. So if you want to adopt Jimmy or any other of the lovable pets there, you can visit the Brandywine Valley SPCA. Now, as for your pets, we want to see them. Send us your photos and tell us what makes them so special. If you scan that QR code at the top of your screen, that allows you to get your friends to us here. And then you can watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
It is a windy Friday morning across Delmarva. Those winds kicking up the waves in the marina now in the FH FERCAM. Sustained winds 21, gusting close to 40 as we go through the day. At least it'll be sunny, but it's going to be a windy one for this first full day of spring. The weekend looking pretty decent with another rain chance as we go into early next week. Your 10-day forecast is coming up next.
Yep, you're good. I have your lunchbox. Yes,
Mornings can be a bit hectic. But what if your morning was just easier? At Wawa,
morning.
It is. With everything you need to get your day moving.
Hi. Have a good one.
All we ask is that you hold the door. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Rehoboth Beach is Delaware's premier restaurant. Located in Rehoboth Gateway, Blue Coast features indoor and outdoor dining and serves beautiful, simple food that highlights the coastal flavors of southern Delaware. With chef-inspired daily specials, an award-winning wine list, and an extensive list of ales and cocktails, Blue Coast is the perfect place for a night out or celebrate any occasion in our private library dining space. Blue Coast Rehoboth, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner with plenty of free parking. See you soon.
Uncomfortable at home? Cold floors and drafts starting to feel unbearable? DryTech specializes in transforming crawl spaces into clean, dry, and energy-efficient environments by sealing out moisture and enhancing air quality. They create a home that's healthier, more comfortable, and efficient year-round.
Say goodbye to freezing pipes, wasted energy, and discomfort. Our expert solutions provide peace of mind and long-lasting comfort for every season. And we're here for your next crawl space project. Have you DryTech yet?
Oh, they're out there by the millions. And spiders, crickets, and ants are always looking for a place to call home. Look, up ahead is your home. And to them, it looks like the perfect place to settle in. Call Brazier's, and our expert technicians will establish a defensive barrier around your home that will keep out the riffraff. Our premium protection plan is guaranteed to keep spiders, crickets, and ants from moving into your home for a full year. Call Brazier's Pest Control today and say goodbye to unwanted guests.
It is 6:55 and time for things you need to know before you go. The referendum in the Indian River School District was denied after votes concluded Thursday night. The total that we received from the school district shows it fell short by 675 votes. The district was hoping to get a boost from increased property taxes to pay for increasing operating costs along with the recruitment and retention of staff. Rehoboth Beach Mayor Stan Mills and the City Council could vote on the fiscal year 2026 budget. Here are some revisions from previous drafts that we found. Fire company's contribution is now at $250,000. $42,000 has been added to parking. That's for license plate recognition equipment replacement. City's now looking at a budget that is over $43 million. Time running out for them. The new fiscal year in Rehoboth begins on April 1st. A Republican-backed bill in the Delaware Senate dealing with gender transition surgeries for children. It failed to clear the Health and Social Services Committee, and it will not go to the floor for a full vote. Senate Bill 55 would have banned surgery on children if it was believed that the child would eventually identify with their biological gender. Today is Rock Your Socks Day, and you are encouraged to wear crazy, mismatched, fuzzy, fun, whatever type of socks, all in support of those with Down syndrome. Rock Your Socks Day is always held on March 21st or 3/21, and that's because people with Down syndrome have 3 copies of their 21st chromosome. 6:56. I'm calling this a Fear the Turtle Friday, Bob. We got a quick look at your forecast before you head out the door. I think it's a good day to watch some basketball today.
I think so, too. You know, it's going to be windy, kind of cool outside. Yeah, hunker down, watch some basketball as we go into the afternoon as the tournament continues. We're starting to dry things out this morning. Watch for wet roads and still some puddles out there, but those winds will dry us out quickly, already gusting over 20 to 30 miles per hour, gusting maybe close to 40 later today. You see all the windy icons here. And I think we're warming into the mid-50s later on, but feeling much colder with the wind. 55, you'll have to layer up. Paul Davis 10-day forecast up to 65 on Saturday, maybe a sprinkle as another little system comes through, but then sunshine on Sunday, 53. Looks like another rain chance on Monday, 65, and then temperatures fall off a little bit into the middle part of next week into the mid-50s, maybe some rain showers Wednesday, and then by next Sunday, another chance of rain, but looking like spring-like temperatures and spring showers there on that extended map.
All right, thanks, Bob, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Today. The Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m., and then we'll be back with Coast TV News at midday at 11. So stick with us, and until then, have a great Friday, everybody.